Good morning, everyone that isn't here. uh, yeah, so this is a very early stream. So apologies. I know it's a Sunday. It's 9 o'clock. But I just want to get in a little about an hour long stream or so. Just sort of say what's sort of going on with the new stuff and what's happening, and another reason in the long list of reasons why I have no videos up for ages. But one of those things. I'll be joined by friend of mine soon who's been on the channel before, Devon. I really need to apologise to him because he's up at 3 a.m. So, yeah, bless him. But no, he'll be on in a minute. So, anyone looking back at this later, I hope this is enjoyable. But yeah, so as the title says, long time no see stream. Also, I put up the other part of the photo analysis videos, which has sort of been sitting in the recording bank for ages. Just needed to upload it. Excuse me. So that's good. And then hopefully I'll have because I was hoping to get another one out this week. Probably actually, I'll probably be able to do the editing tonight actually. And upload it by tonight. Because I'm at work today at 1, so it's only a short one today. I'm at work at 1, so I should be home late-ish, so I should have time to do it. And then again, I'm not at work tomorrow until 12, so it's actually all right. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes. That won't. So I'm hoping to get at least in the coming week the next episode of the webbing equipment on this. Okay, so here's Devon. Oh God, what's happened there? There we go.
Morning.
Good morning to you too, sir.
Right, it is. The sun will be up in like 5 fucking hours.
You can have my sun. It's up at the moment.
It's true. I'm not gonna get to see it very much here. Come as winter fucking chugs along.
Yeah, that is true.
But
That is
North
true.
problems, am I right?
Just a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
How are you though? You right?
Oh yeah, of course I am. I got like 6 hours of sleep. We're doing fantastic.
I think I got about the same. I didn't get to sleep until about 2ish. So, after we came off the call, so
That's
like,
right. Yeah.
go to bed.
Pretty late.
Yeah, I'll go to bed. I'll go straight to bed. No, I ended up watching YouTube for like another hour and then went to sleep.
That's about how it goes.
Yeah.
That is about how it goes.
But I slept all right, to be honest with you. I feel all right. And then probably after the stream, I'm going to have another nap for an hour. But
I'm gonna haul ass off to work after this.
Yeah, because as I said, like, I've got work at 1, so this isn't too bad. But as I was saying before you came on, sort of just sort of like a sort of an update kind of stream, just chat about shit that I hopefully get done. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I was just sort of saying about like hopefully by the end of the next coming week I'll have the next episode in the sort of webbing series I was doing. So sort of the
what'd you get?
so I was doing sort of chronologically, sort of from the Great War up until sort of like the mid-80s.
But what about the Boer War?
I don't have an endless purse.
What about all the Elizabethan stuff?
Yes, this is the man's cutlass.
It's fine. Somebody needs a full set of Slade Wallace equipment. Come on now.
I would love a full set, a nice set as well. But
get out your fucking white polish.
Yeah, the pipe clay. Yeah, fucking pipe clay to keep it white. Jesus Christ. That stuff's fucking horrible to use. as I found anyway. But sort of doing.
Everybody that never had to use it really liked it.
But so the series, I'm sort of doing like the general issue, sort of the mainstay general stuff from say 15, 16 up until probably like the mid 80s.
Okay.
And then that's sort of the chronological order of the series. And then after that's done, so after I've finished up with 1958, sort of the later style stuff, I'm gonna go back and then any of the more nuanced stuff that isn't sort of like the mainstay, I will then
like
cover
the pattern 14 equipment, the pattern
Yeah.
39 equipment and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that'll be really interesting because I know because obviously what I don't have access to and etc. But I know people who have decent sets of this and that and the other. So, and then obviously like I can cover other little bits. Like for example, you have like the 1916 one, isn't it?
I have the Canadian 1916 pattern and the 1899 pattern.
That's it, yeah, 1899. Yeah. Like,
the Oliver pattern.
Yeah.
So
things like that, and I hope to do sort of like little collaborations with some other people, so it's sort of cover things. But the thing is, what I know, there's a friend of mine who has, he did a kitlet of all the like sets of equipment, from the British Army. I think he basically started in 1845, all the way up to 1985.
Yeah.
It's like on his fucking living room floor, and I asked him, was the wife home? He went, no, thankfully fucking not. So,
see, that's the problem with being like a fucking Commonwealth collector. Now, if you would have done German, it's just 14 kinds of belt.
Yeah.
It doesn't change much other than that. The ammo pouches change like 4 times, but other than that, it's a belt.
Yeah, that is true. But no, it was really cool because he had it all laid out in each individual sort of thing. I think he had a set of 1914 pattern as well, but with all the stuff that goes in it and everything, which was really nice layout. And I was like, I wish I had the time and money, but it's just one of those things.
Find like a 20-mile stretch of road to lay all this fucking equipment out.
It's just so much.
A lot of shit.
Yeah, but yeah, and I was sort of saying before you came on as well. Also did the other sort of the last part I had of the photo analysis videos. I've got to do some more of those because they're nice and quick to do. They take about 10-15 minutes to actually do, and then edit is literally nothing. Nice. So, and I quite enjoy them. They're always interesting to do. Because the last one was, I'm trying to remember what it was now. I think it was a picture of British troops sort of outside Caen. I think it was from what I remember. Yeah, but it was a good little series, and it's easy enough to keep on. But again, I just fucking procrastinate like nothing else. So I just need to get around to doing stuff.
Trust me, I get it.
It's just one of those things. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, anyone who will be watching later, I don't blame you for not being up at this time.
It's early as shit, man.
Yeah, so it's just gone after 9 o'clock here for me. Devon, however,
3 fucking a.m.
Nice man that he is
3 goddamn a.m. I got my coffee. I'll fucking get up whatever.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. So
he's done it of his own free will. There wasn't any sexual favors offered yet.
No. I gotta get that T-shirt that says "My body's a machine." It turns cigarettes into smoke cigarettes. That's about all the motivation I need.
At least we're both represented with our mugs, anyway.
Mm-hmm. So this was my birthmas present.
I like that. Oh no, I like that. Is it a tin mug?
Literally an enameled tea mug, but they
like
put the Canadian flag on there. So,
and then just a minute. the huge fucker.
Yeah, I wish I had the big one, but no, I've
Oh.
only got the little dinky one.
I think I got it from like a camping shop. It was like the pint and a half one or whatever it was.
Yeah,
It's fucking
I
huge.
do like they did put a nice metal rim on mine, so I don't fucking chip it.
Yeah.
But
Oh, so it's like almost like a sort of a crockery, but with a metal rim.
yeah, it's an enamel steel cup still.
Oh, okay. It's like steel. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so no, it's fucking enamelware cup, but they just put a steel rim on it, so that way you don't fucking chip the rim.
That's fair enough. I think that's what they did.
That way I don't feel bad using it all the time, so I don't fuck it up.
Yeah. Man, this has seen better days. It's the usual enamel mug where like there's bits of the enamel missing everywhere.
Yeah, because people drop it.
Yeah. No, I love it. And the fucking string, some people have a fucking issue with. I don't know.
It's so you don't fucking chip the fucking enamel off the handle, because that shit is like razor blade sometimes.
Yeah, and
put
also
fucking enamel
because
off.
it's metal mug, it gets fucking hot.
Well,
like
I haven't done that, but I tell people to quit being a
like,
bitch all the time.
But like you know what I mean. It's just like it's a bit more comfortable, and especially like the enamel mugs, they depending how they've been made, they can be a bit thing. So because I know there's some people who ever think about, oh no, they didn't put string on the handle. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
Depends how thirsty you are.
Yeah. I don't know, but
well, if you're like me, your coffee's never too hot because you're cooling it down with booze. No,
get a bit of a hair of the dog in the morning. Yeah, that's right.
You know what? I like a nice amaretto coffee when I'm not going to work, but I'm going to work unfortunately, so it's just regular coffee.
But then again, you need it some days to get through the day.
I'd be lying if I said there wasn't beer in the work fridge. And unfortunately, that's the government. And people just seem to not care. So it's not mine, but I was like, that's interesting.
Mr. Kruger walks up all by the cells going, this is mine.
Well, half these people carry guns. And there's beer in the fridge. It's like,
Takes one incident with a taser. And we're all fucked.
At least I don't carry my taser. So
yeah. Remember you saying
it's gonna be a real fucking bad day for somebody if anyone ever sees me with a taser.
You're gonna shoot them point blank with it.
Fuck that! I'm not even gonna shoot them. You just touch them with it.
Yeah, true.
Fucking sign on the dotted line. Get your fucking signature burn mark from the electricity fucking jumping across your skin.
Do you ever dance to disco? What are you gonna do now? Oh, dear.
He's gonna be doing the crappie flop. That's for sure.
If anyone's watching now or later or whatever, you could probably tell we had an interesting conversation last night.
We had a couple nice stories last night. It's all right. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Getting back into it. It's gonna be sweet. I think I get to be in the unit tomorrow morning too, right away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the first thing people see when they wake up.
You should so, do they have like a breakfast thing when they do get serve like cereal or whatever there?
Yeah, nobody ever wakes up for that though.
Oh, okay. You should get loads of boxes of Captain Crunch, but put your face on it. Just call it Captain Kruger, and just leaving it outside all else. You want a bowl of me?
Yeah, they get up at 6, and they have to go to bed at 11:15. But so many of them don't even wake up until 11 or noon most days. There's only a handful of people that are up before that. So
then again, I don't blame them.
I think we should just honestly keep it locked up. Who cares? Don't even open the doors until noon.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. I don't know. If I had the option to literally not, I would fucking stay
Well,
in
with
bed.
staffing options, I'm like, why don't we just have them out from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and lock down the rest of the time after that?
Yeah, that's probably seems the most good actually.
Because then the night crew can get more shit done because they don't need to be watching people that much, you know?
So lockdown is 11:30.
Yeah, 11:15.
Jesus Christ, that's late.
Yeah,
That's
what
really
I thought.
late.
So, 6 a.m. to 11:15 p.m.
Yeah, that seems unnecessarily late.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They get all their meals in the span of like 10 hours.
Shawshank would be appalled.
Yeah. Oh well, what do you do?
Yeah, true.
So what webbing set you gonna start out with?
So I've already so I think I'm on episode. The next episode will be about episode 3. So it will be 37 patterns, sort of the mid to late war period, because I've already covered the 37 pattern, etc., in the early war period. So there's a lot of changes, etc., and obviously other stuff that's carried as well. So that'd be good to do. I think I have filmed it. I'm just trying to remember because it was a while ago.
There's a lot of fucking 37 pattern shit.
There's editing and all that sort of stuff. So because I've got 2 main sets I use anyway. So I've got the early set of like so it's like Mark II pouches and everything else, and the like reduction weave stuff. That's another thing. That was a pain in the ass to try and get.
You got to get a whole Indian set.
True. That's
that
what
way
I
hope you can compare them together because people seem to think it's garbage for some reason.
Yeah, that's what I hope to cover in the sort of like after sort of the main line series is over. When I go back to doing like the more nuanced and the more less known stuff in that sort of sense, or stuff that's used in other theatres specifically. So that'd be really good. So I hope to cover the Indian stuff, and I hope to cover any like other little bits differences between like different Commonwealth stuff as well, like for instance, Canada or Australia, or vice versa.
Canada's never changed British stuff other than the markings.
Yeah, well, it's sort of like some of the Canadian pouches have the sort of extra, basically the extra sort of they have larger buckles in the way of like it's an extra stack to the buckle depending on the pouch, like that sort of stuff. That sort of weird like nuanced stuff is always interesting. That'll have its own little video with those sort of like things. Or maybe just do like a general sort of not with like a full set of kit, but like the little separate things with those differences. And then after this 37 pattern one's done, I need to do 44 pattern. Cover that. I can cover
the 44 pattern.
Yeah. So I can cover most of it. The only things I can't cover with it are, I think, the later basic pouches with it. That's the only thing I can't cover at the moment with that. But then I can mention it and probably just put in a picture within that episode.
Same thing.
Because the later ones added like 2 separate sets of buckles to the pouch to fit them higher or lower on the belt, depending. Because you see a lot of the first pattern pouches where the buckles buckles tend to be a bit lower. They've put like a slot. They've cut like a slot in the back of the pouch where they want to have them hang lower. Which are really cool. Actually, it's interesting to find it, and then you find other little things in here and there.
Well, it'd be nice for a lot of those fucking pouches to be a little lower.
Yeah,
they're already kind of hard to use ergonomically.
Yeah, they sort of, especially the early ones, they sort of stand quite high, and they tend to sort of sag away from the body a bit. Unless you've got sort of the cross straps and that taut, but yeah. And then you also got that different haversacks and everything. You got the small and the large, and the large is okay. It's not the best, but it's still way better than the 58 large pack. The small pack's actually really, really good. Like, it's probably one of the best bits of like sort of the best haversack with a set of equipment that the British Army's come out with, I would say.
I would also agree with that, because it's just a 37 pattern sack with some extra shit put on the sides.
Yeah, extra pouches. It's like it's rubber lined. where the flap is anyway, but still.
Yeah, well, if the fucking rubber hasn't disintegrated out of them.
Oh yeah. But like when they
there's
were
a way
made,
you could fix
when
that.
they were made.
There is a way you could fix that, and it's like when people get like those old Gore-Tex parkas and all the seams are coming out of them.
Oh yeah.
I got a solution to fix that.
Oh, wicked.
So they make this thing called Clear Flex Seal.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And you just tape off the edge of the pack, like you just lay it down and you put the tape over it, over the fabric, so you just get the rubber and just fucking go over with Flex Seal.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, and then like brand new. And same thing with like the seams on your Gore-Tex jacket. Pro tip for all of you that want to wear your old Gore-Tex jacket that the seams are coming out of. Fucking yank all the fucking seams out of it right away. Fuck them. They're dumb. And then just go over all the seams with Clear Flex Seal. And they'll never come apart again. It's perfect.
I'll give it a go.
It's pretty good.
As seen on TV. In better days.
As seen on TV. Flex Seal, baby. So
that's a lot of damage.
Yeah. But it works. It works good. And so like my small 44 pattern pack, I did it with the black Flex Seal because that's before the clear stuff existed. And it works fucking great. I've actually started using it as like a hunting bag because I only have the small pack. That's all the pattern 44 shit I have is the small pack.
Yeah.
So, and boy, does that hold a lot of meat.
Yeah, no, they're great because like you see them a lot, like even like during like Borneo and that, when obviously 58 pattern have become more used within sort of the theatre, etc. They're still carrying like the 44 packs just without hooks on them to anything, but just as just a general just pack because they're great.
Yeah.
It's just really, really useful because they can fit a lot in. They don't have any they don't have any dividing walls, do they?
No, it's literally a pattern 37 pack that they put two fucking pattern 37 ammo pouches on the side, and it's green.
Yeah. And then you got like all the hooks and everything you can attach stuff to the outside of it as well.
Yeah.
So you can literally attach like a 44 pound water bottle or a bino pouch or a whatever you want, really.
Yep, it's got all the 1910 hooks.
No, I love them. They're great.
1910 hooks, they suck. The Americans should be ashamed. Those things are fucking terrible.
No, they are a bit shit.
They are a bit shit. But
I like the option with the British kit of like with the 44. You have the option of using either that or the C clips. You have the option to use both.
Same with the Canadian 51 pattern.
Yeah.
Both because we're not fucking dumb. Meanwhile, the Americans are over here with fucking porcupines with 9 miles of fucking brass fucking cable holding all their shit together.
The thing I don't like about like the the hanger hook sort of style stuff, I find if you haven't put it in correctly, you end up getting one or two will be digging in somewhere. It's just a bit I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, but
at least you could take fucking pliers and bend them. That's the good thing.
That's true. So. That is true, but
and it seems to be more flexible. Your gear moves a little better.
Yeah.
Like when you're running and shit because it moves.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that is
still
true.
Bullshit though. They should have thought of something better.
But no, this is actually really, really good. Actually no, because like even on the 44 pattern water bottle, for example, because you've got the option of the
it had just the belt loop too, didn't it?
Yeah. It's the hanger hooks of the belt loop. That's what I meant. Yeah, and I think because you've got like 3 different methods. I think it's 3. Yeah, this is like it's crazy. That's really good. But so hope to cover the 44, and I will talk about sort of like its use in like Malaya and then Borneo, etc. And then its first sort of use with I can't remember. It was one of the parachute brigades or parachute battalions.
Just make sure you talk about the number 5 Enfield, the best one.
and that weird loop on the belt that's designed to keep the stock in place when you're shouldering it.
Yeah.
When you're when you slung the rifle. I think it's such a weird thing that was never used.
Yeah. Well, also the rifle was hardly used, so
well, it was heavily used in Malaya.
Yeah, which is where they determined it sucked.
Yeah. Well, it has its coming and goes, but at the end of the day, as a rifle, you're using at probably 20 to 30 yards because you're in a fucking jungle. It's absolutely fine. It's the scariest of fucking rifles at close range because you got such a loud bang and flash.
Well, yeah, you're shooting like a full power rifle cartridge.
Yeah,
out of something with like a 16-inch barrel.
Yeah, out of something that is that long.
Yeah. And
Um,
so it's like a 16-inch barrel, and then the only reason it's legal here in the States, because you got to have like an 18-inch barrel here in the States or something like that.
Yeah.
Anything shorter than that, or at the time when they were importing those, it would have been you had to have an 18-inch barrel. I think it's 16-inch barrel now, or like 24 inches overall. The rifle has to be like you could have a shorter barrel if your stock's long enough. If it's a fixed stock, it'll probably be long enough. But like, it's because it has 2 inches of like fucking flash hider that's like pinned in place on it. Is the only reason it was legal to import for the longest time here in the United States, and it's just because you're only burning like 2/3 of the powder by the time the fucking round leaves the barrel, which is why the flash hider has to be so fucking big. Because if you're a poor fucking Burmese person walking into the fucking ambush there, it's gonna light up like the motherfucking night sky if you have a squad of guys shooting those fucking things. So
I think it's perfect because like it's sort of that sort of scare element. You basically got fucking fireworks going off within the fucking jungle. It's like what the fuck was that? But no, they're great because they're so much lighter.
But that's also what fucking was their downfall.
Oh
they're
light.
They fucked the harmonics over.
Yeah. It was mainly like with a few batches of them in regards to the lightning process, which basically corrupted as you said, some of the harmonics of it. But all in all, as a general sort of thing, like the whole Wandering Zero thing. But the thing is, with the Wandering Zero stuff, you don't really notice it
until you're shooting out to like 500 yards, but nobody's doing that with a fucking 16-inch barrel anyway.
Yeah, and you're not really doing that within Malaya or even Borneo at that point. So that was sort of the main.
We got to talk about how bad they hurt because they put that rubber butt pad on them,
and it's smaller.
It's smaller than and so when the rubber got hard, it wasn't when they were new, because the rubber was soft when they were new, and it was actually I hear very pleasant to shoot because of that. But as the rubber butt pads hardened, you are now just focusing all of the recoil out of this now very incredibly light rifle, shooting a very full power rifle cartridge into a very tiny spot onto your shoulder. And they beat the ever-loving piss out of you.
Yeah. No, I love them though. I love them. They're great. But
you got to get one. They're around.
Yeah, no.
I'd rather have one of the ones though back when they were like cool and they imported them all because the British were like, these things are junk.
Yeah.
I can't shoot fucking 900 yards with this thing. And they sold them all. And then there's a couple companies when they imported them, they got a bunch of number 4s at the same time. Yeah. And they converted number 4s into them, but they didn't fucking scallop them out. So the harmonic is still good.
Yeah, that's true. But but that's the main. I've had a couple of friends who've like been like buying one or whatever, and I'm just like, and they're like, oh, I want to know if it's real, right? Take the top handguard off. Are there lightning cuts on the top on the actual start of the barrel? The start of the barrel by the receiver. If yes, then you're fine. That's the main one. Like the little cosmetic one. Well, the little ones on the by the receiver and the bolt, they can be sort of fudged because they can just put a new bolt in or whatever with it there and etc. But those ones specifically, the scallop cuts on the barrel, etc., they are the most difficult ones to do.
And they're the ones that people will not do a lot of times.
Yeah. Like if you want to find out like real look there, and then there's also like the deepening lightning cuts on the side of the receiver. And then there's a few others from when you actually take off all the woodwork. There's a lot of other little bits here and there.
Yep. Then they got that's one of the easiest handle.
Yeah. But that's one of the easiest ones to look for, really. I would say is you just take off a handguard.
That one is the guarantee because there's some companies that did conversion that did that, but you still have about a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
About half of them are real and half of them are not.
Yeah, yeah.
But the problem is, it doesn't really matter because they're all pretty much the same. The ones that were converted were done very well.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's
if
true.
you just are looking for something that is a good representation to shoot, who cares? Get a real one,
Yeah, no,
great.
that's true.
If you don't, then you could be extra rough on it, and you're not breaking any history. So
No, that is true. But it was to remember. Yeah, because like it's the number five's first deployment was actually to Norway, with
wow, the jungles of Norway.
yeah. So because it was never being thought up as a sort of a jungle carbine. They just wanted a lighter rifle for sort of general issue. That was the main thing.
Yeah, well, because Canada also worked on it, the Jungle Carbine project. They stepped out actually, but they were designing theirs to be more for mountain troopers because Canada has mountains and
Yeah.
paratroopers. It was going to be
that was sort of the main sort of idea with as well with the British as well, and the Australians were doing it as well. They were basically
well, theirs is fucked because they had the number one still.
Yeah. They were basically carbonizing the number one Mark IIIs, which actually looked quite neat. I kind of like
It
them.
did. Well, India made a bunch of those jungle carbines for like police. They converted a lot of their SMLEs into the Australian pattern one. And you could still find them because they made them up until like the 70s. And they would even convert the Enfields that they were making in 7.62 NATO to jungle carbines after they would stop using them in the army to give to police because police would use them to go hunt poachers and shit.
Yeah.
In the jungle, which is where India has a lot of jungle, so it makes sense. And you can find those here in the United States too. You could find a jungle carbine made in the fucking 70s, used by the Indian police that shoots fucking 7.62 by 51 NATO.
I love that.
So I know that because Kong bought one. He had one come up.
Oh, nice.
For sale, and he's like, "I'm not buying an SMLE." I'm like, "You're gonna love it once you do." And he's like, "I don't want to deal with fucking 303." I'm like, "Buy one of the Indian ones that's in 308." And he's like, "That's a thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, there's a bunch of them." And he looks it up and he's like, "Well, fuck me, this one's only like $400." And I was like, "Buy it." And he's got it. He loves it now. He's like, "This thing's fucking sweet." And I'm like, "I've been telling you for years." Not that I have a problem with smellies or anything. I've only got like 11 of them.
No, absolutely. But yeah, no, like you see, let's see. Oh, here we go. So this is in Norway.
Ah, yes, the jungles of Norway.
The
vast jungles of Norway.
So that was right at the end of the war. That was right at the end of the war, where they moved a couple of battalions of paras and that to Norway for basically the liberation, sort of reoccupation kind of thing. After the end of the war.
What, they weren't just going to let Finland do it? Come on.
Oh, here we go again. One of the actually, I don't know where this is, but I don't know where that is, but
no idea. Could be anywhere. There's not a lot of defining characteristics there.
I think it might. There's Royal Navy
courtyard.
Royal Navy officers.
Ew, Navy. I'm just kidding.
Okay, here we go. It was taken in April 1945 during the commander's embarkation to cross the Maas River. During the Battle of the Scheldt.
Okay. Weird.
Okay, so did see. Oh, I'm guessing that was sort of its trials use. Yeah. The thing is, obviously, it's called the Jungle Carbine, but it only got that name after Malaya.
Yeah, which is the number 5.
The number 5 only got the name after Malaya because it was never designed as sort of a jungle carbine, which was designed they wanted something light.
Yeah. You know what the shit thing is? The British were working on this problem, and they had Canada step in, and then when Canada left, they fucking basically just took the Canadian design. If you ever watched the development of it, because it was all happening with 4 countries simultaneously: Australia, Canada, England, and India.
Yeah.
And Canada bowed out, and eventually Australia and India bowed out. And Canada turned over their benchtop models, basically.
Yeah.
And Brit was like, "Ha, we'll do that." They took the number 4, and that's literally the last Canadian benchtop model became the number 5, basically.
Oh, fair enough.
Because the British wanted the stock to still go out to like the front sight.
Yeah.
And stuff, and the Canadians were like, "Fuck that, we don't need to do that." So,
fair.
So you guys stole it. You stole it. Just kidding.
We're the dad in the empire. We take priority of it.
That's fair.
It's our property by default.
That's right. I always like that meme where it's like Britain talking to all the like former colonies, and they're like, "Oh, I love all my children equally," and then after they all go away, Canada's still there, you know. And it's like, "You're my favorite by like a lot." By like a lot, yeah. Which one's your favorite? Mommy, I couldn't choose between all of my children. It's you by like a lot.
And then I'll cover obviously 44, and then I'm going to cover a little bit, and probably the end of that video, covering about like sort of obviously its uses, but also the fact of like you see 44 like bits and bobs like the haversack or the water bottles being used way up until the 90s.
Yeah,
actually, there's even spoke to a couple of guys recently who have like were using 44 pattern like water bottles or pouches or whatever into the early 2000s on their equipment.
Yeah, might as well.
They were really useful.
Yeah, and they held up better. They weren't fucking nylon shit.
And which is
no offense to nylon, but it sucks.
Especially like if you're wearing like a set of webbing equipment that's in all nylon, if you start to sweat or it's wet, it's when it rubs and everything, it's horrible. Because it creates all sorts of fucking problems.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the Canadian Cold War equipment for the Korean War? Because Canada is still the world leader in plastic development. Their entire pants and parka is 100% nylon.
Oh, Jesus.
They're fucking out there. They're the first people during the war to be going swoosh, swoosh while they're running. They're the ones who invented that. You can thank them for that. The swoosh, swoosh clothes. That was the first ones. The 1950 pattern equipment,
A Canadian battalion advancing the battle just sounds like plastic bags in the wind.
Pretty much. They had fucking like 1,000 denier nylon parka. The whole parka. It was wool lined, of course, but it was fucking nylon. So it was weird shit. And they were the ones that a lot of people don't notice. The plastic canteen, Canadian invention.
Yeah.
You know, I shouldn't say plastic, polyethylene canteen.
Yeah.
And all that other good stuff. A lot of people don't realize that.
To all the uneducated, allow me to elaborate. Plastic.
Yeah, they're one of the world leaders in plastic technology, and they still are. A lot of people don't know that, but Canada's got to have something going for them.
Yeah, exactly.
They were the first country to heavily issue nylon stuff to soldiers.
Oh, fair. Oh, wicked. Yeah, and then sort of hopefully, and then not so hopefully.
Then everyone else stole it.
Again, you're giving back.
That's fair. We got to do something, and then we don't get any credit for it, which is bullshit. So we're sorry about the polyethylene canteens. It's not our fault. The water tastes like shit. We didn't know. Okay, sorry.
And those like 2 or 3 guys who still decided to like cook with it or whatever.
Well, that's their own dumb fault.
Yeah, there's a reason those warnings are on there saying "Do not put on flame." Did you know what that tells me? Some fucker did that once.
That's right. Well, there's plenty of fuckers that probably still do it, even though it says it.
It's the same thing when you buy like a coffee from McDonald's or whatever. It says contents may be hot because somebody didn't realize had to pour it on their eyes, thinking, "Oh, this will be fine."
Well, it's because some lady dumped it in her crotch and she got burns.
Yeah, just don't know anymore. But it's like I've seen like a bag of like KP nuts saying, and it says on the back, may contain nuts. Well, I fucking hope so. That's what I bought the buggers for.
Yeah.
We pissed if I open it and the sockets fell out. Like,
have you ever seen a U.S. water bottle now? It says vegan, gluten-free, tons of shit on the back of it. I'm like, it's a bottle of water.
Oh, like biodegradable.
I fucking hope so. Maybe wet. Well, no shit. No shit.
There's gonna be they're gonna start putting like signs by like the sea saying "Be careful, contents wet."
Yeah. Careful, maybe wet. Well, I fucking hope so.
Maybe cold, depending on whereabouts.
Yeah, I'd be pissed if it wasn't. Yeah.
They put a sign on the beach saying "Contents grainy. Be careful. It's very coarse."
It's true. You just got to put up a picture of Anakin.
Yeah, I was gonna say that big picture of fucking Anakin. Just one of the things says "Contents is very coarse." I don't like it.
Coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere. Oh god.
And then from there, I'll go on to 58, and I'll sort of start off with sort of its main inception. And
well, wait till you get to Australia and Vietnam. Have fun with that.
Yeah, again, that's one of the ones I hope to cover in sort of the post series, but which should be really.
Well, you're going to need to get a lot of Canadian shit,
yeah,
a lot of Indian shit, a lot of US shit, a lot of British shit.
Thankfully, I can contact Simon for that, so which is good.
Yeah, because there's one Australian guy in a famous picture, and he's got 5 different eras of webbing on one set of equipment. I don't know what the fuck they were doing.
He's a time traveler, Devon. He's a time traveler.
Well, he's got like a fucking nylon belt, like an American fucking nylon belt. He's got 2 37 pattern fucking pouches on it. He's got like a 58 pattern haversack. He just like all this shit on it for no reason. It's like just have some consistency, Australia. Like, come on. They would just cannibalize and set their shit up just however they thought would work best. Yeah. Per individual guy. There wasn't even like a guideline.
It's so nuanced. I love it because like
here's a warehouse of shit. Build what you want.
Yeah,
that's what they did. So
got the Build-A-Bear webbing.
Well, it worked, and that was the thing. They became very effective fighters, and I wish more countries would do that. Be like, here's what we have access to. Build what will work best for you.
Exactly. It's sort of what sort of that sort of come around full circle because it's sort of almost like the norm now in regards to like a guy's personal. Well, depending on the country, but generally with sort of more Western countries, depending on the guy's personal equipment, they'll go off and get their own stuff made or whatever. It's obviously like that's been happening for a long time, but it's much more common for most guys in that who are serving now, I would say. in the UK, but for my personal thing, but obviously that's the thing that happens quite a lot, obviously depending on branch or whatever. But yeah, it's just one of those things. The thing is, especially with like 37 pattern, then you've got the weird Dutch rubberized shit.
Yeah,
like
it worked good. Shush.
Like it's interesting because you can tell it's Dutch because it's rubber.
Yeah. Or you could get the weird fucking Danish shit where they fucking speed angled.
Oh yeah,
they're 37 pouches, which is actually fucking fantastic. Those the Dutch 37, not Dutch, the Danish 37 pouches that are fucking canted. Oh my god, are those so nice to like reach into and get shit? It's like magic. After using the regular stuff, oh my fucking god, is that great? I want to take a 37 pattern set and just like field modify it to be like that because it's so nice.
But that's why I like the 58 pattern stuff because it is canted as well. And when you got the poncho roll attached with the hooks, it pulls it back even more. So it's even more, but it's even like it's comfortable to sit down in. But that was the main reason. But again, it's much more easy to get shit in and out of.
Yeah. I don't know why people didn't think of that. But the cool thing about the Danish ones is you can take them right now and blanco them and put them on any 37 set.
Yeah, that's true.
You're fucking good to go. They're just weird fucking like baby shit diarrhea green.
Yeah.
That's what Denmark decided was going to be a fucking good idea to make their equipment color. So, which it's better than tan, but like it's a very like sickening green color for some reason. But
must say though, with the 58, obviously that the canted stuff didn't come in until the third issue stuff, which was the mid 60s anyway, so it wasn't that long. So there was a very sort of quick development period between the first.
Well, you have that trial and error because you have the like guys that actually trial it, you know, the like experimental versions, the like spec ops guys and stuff. They're like, yeah, it's good, but then you give it to the regular infantry, and that's the real trial. When the regular infantry starts getting it and fucking it up all to shit, and then you got to fix it because the regular infantry guys are dumb.
I think it was sort of like as a massive consensus almost immediately within like the first few years, like the large pack is shit, but we'll still issue it and still keep making it up until the 80s, but it's shit. No one barely used them apart from maybe changing stations. The best thing about the pack, the large pack, is it was great for carrying the rest of the equipment.
Yeah. Well, like, I'll tell you what, if they have a problem with it, they have a whole Second World War's worth of Pattern 37 equipment laying around.
But that's why you see guys in like Borneo wearing like a stripped down just belt version of 58 with a mixture of 58 and 44, and then carrying the 44 pack because
it was better.
So much better. Because the 58 pack, it wasn't lined. It seemed like it was never big enough, but it was too small at the same time. It was never big enough, but then it was too large and it was unwieldy. The only decent bit about it was the two side pockets with the twist lock closures.
Yeah.
That was the only good bit about it. Everything else was shit. Well, and it had a carry handle. That's it. And because
you know what else has a carry handle? All of the other ones, because you grab a strap.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. Like, and the thing as well, because the way it fastened on your equipment, it wasn't like the 37 or the 44 with sort of the L straps or anything along the lines. It was these weird, like 1 inch fucking straps with clips on the end of it. That was it. Like, because you can't just wear it on its own. You have to sort of jerry rig it for some other weird fucking. You have to Frankenstein the fucker just to put it on. And it's horrible because if you're wearing the earlier stuff, so you've got maybe like Mark 1 or Mark 2, like Y-strap yokes or anything you're wearing, it doesn't have the securing tabs, i.e. that sort of like bit of webbing that was put across to keep it in place when you pass it through on the yoke. So that's not there on the Mark 1 and Mark 2. So it could just slide off. And bear in mind, this is 1 inch straps, and if you've got loads of shit in it, which was what was said to you must do. You must carry all your sort of general equipment in there. It's fucking horrible. It's horrible, but piece of crap.
Hey, at least you got a bag. Meanwhile, Canada's got pockets filled to the brim.
But then again, you got like the kidney pouches, which are good and bad depending on what you're using them for. I quite like them, but there are hit and misses with them. But as a general rule, they're actually all right. But then again, like you see by sort of the late 70s going into the 80s, you see a lot of guys just swapping out kidney pouches, whatever, for loads of water bottle pouches because they'll fit a mess tin in, and then you get loads of them on your belt, and they're actually really, really effective, and they're much more secure closures. Yeah, they're not quick release tabs, but for your sort of like personal equipment, like I like you don't really need that.
But I like it.
For your ammunition, absolutely, quick release tabs are fine. But for sort of stuff you don't want to be losing while you're sort of doing all your shit, like your mess kit, your rations and everything, you want to keep secure.
Well, you know what? I don't plan on doing any fucking cartwheel in a rucksack, so I'm not too fucking worried about it. So,
I think with the kidney pouch as well, they have a tendency to the sides to warp, so stuff will just fall out of the sides because it's like if it was like a double quick release closure, I think that'd be much more better. but it's just single ones in the center, so the whole side
Or
just
we could just get press studs.
exactly. Or put on the pack and put on the kidney pouches what they put on the first pattern water bottles with the twist lock.
Yeah,
and that's another thing as well that sort of stayed on up until sort of the very late 80s was the Energo grenade launcher adapter pouch.
Yeah,
That like the Energo grenade launcher adapter was adopted for like 4 years and then was withdrawn because it wasn't seen as because we had better anti-tank weaponry within the British Army at that point, so we didn't need it.
well, yeah, grenade launcher. The only people that really ran with the fucking grenade launcher were the French.
Yeah,
They kept that shit on up to the fucking FAMAS.
Yeah.
And the only reason they were like, oh, it's the reason we kept the fucking rifle grenade launcher is because you could put a rifle grenade as big around as this on the end of your gun. You know?
And what's the rifle?
Yeah, and pretty much they're like, we could strap a fucking football to the end of our fucking gun.
So
it makes sense because they were like, you could get much more explosive into it. Is all it was instead of having an underbarrel one, the little short 40 millimeters.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, all they are was they just became for like extra anti-infantry. That's all the grenade launcher was good for. It was you could get a grenade further than you could throw. That was about it.
Yeah, that is true.
The French were the only ones that are like, we're gonna fuck whatever vehicle or house you're in with our fucking kiloton warhead nuclear fucking rifle grenade.
I call it a Tiny Tim.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and it's just like some of those like French rifle grenades from like the 60s were optimistic. I'm like, you got like a 50-yard range on it because the thing weighs like 6 fucking pounds.
But it's got like 100-yard blast range. So once you fire a run,
yeah, you have to immediately get down. Yeah, but it
did quick.
But it did work. To the French's credit, that shit did work.
Yeah, and when they brought in the SA-80 and everything, there was a rifle grenade that they did bring in for that. I can't remember if it was fully adopted. There'll probably be someone in the comments or whatever later if they're watching this later. Oh, hi guys! The one person that's here. Oh no, they're not here anymore. But no, they were.
They was here 20 minutes ago.
Fun times. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, they did bring a sort of a rifle grenade for the SA-80 series of rifles briefly.
Well, I'm sure it's kind of like because that was the NATO standard for a while. Was they just had the flash hider was also now built into the barrel. Built into the barrel and the flash hider, and it's still on M4s and shit to this day. I don't know if it's still on the SA-80 today.
Yeah.
But they're set up to launch rifle grenades from the factory. They all are. Nobody ever uses them because nobody makes them anymore. But it's still something they have because it's still something we technically have in arsenal. NATO does. And blanks for 5.56, obviously. You can launch rifle grenades off of any NATO rifle today.
Yeah.
At least Canada, the United States, France. You can't in Germany because they're fucked. And but like Italy, tons of stuff like that, you could all launch rifle grenades still off their rifles. All you got to do is put blanks in it and slide it over the barrel. You don't even need to do anything fancy. It's built in.
Yeah. Oh, fair.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. All your rifles are built to shoot rifle grenades from the factory.
But so obviously that pouch for the Energo has literally stayed on way up until the 80s. It was only removed in sort of like the almost like what's sort of known as sort of the fourth pattern of 58, which was brought out in the very late 80s. Like there's 58 made up until like the 90. I think I found one which was dated like 90 something, which is crazy. And yeah, they eventually removed the pouch on the side. It's like it's basically been used as sort of a glorified fucking cutlery pouch up until that point.
Yeah.
Well,
it only took him 40 years.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Realized this was garbage.
Yeah, no, they adapted how the pouches sat on the belt very quickly. Like literally about 5-6 years, they sort of changed that thing. Because on the first pattern, you've got a lot of they sit straight on the belt, And then most of those pockets. So you got when the 58 was first introduced, you didn't have a water bottle pouch. When it was excuse me, when it was initially designed, you had a large square water bottle which sat in one of your kiddie pouches.
Yeah,
it was initially brought in. That was very, very early on, and they're I think that was only really sort of trials period and was initially adopted, wasn't really for like a year or so, and then they brought out the second pattern stuff, and they obviously add in the water bottle and everything else, and its cup, and it was in like a green plastic basically.
yep.
And then obviously with most of the first pattern stuff, like the large pack, the basic pouches, the kidney pouches all had like fiber stiffeners in the side of the flap and everything.
Yeah, so
So
did
that,
the American Vietnam kit, the 56
yeah,
pattern wrap came
yeah,
with those. Yeah,
yeah,
well, early ones were like fiberboard, and then they were plastic, and then eventually they just went to nylon equipment, and everyone said, "Fuck this white noise."
yeah, yeah, yeah. They got rid of that basically within the second issue stuff, and then changed little bits here and there. So yeah, there's that. So I'll try and it'll be in sort of one video, maybe two, depending. But I'll try and cover the sort of just the basic how the equipment. I try to cover how the equipment just should be set up as per manual.
Yeah,
Um,
because
and
if
then
you're not doing that, it's gonna take forever.
yeah, yeah, and then I'll touch on the little nuances and that and everything, and what other guys would do, and then I'll try and cover like 58 around about the 1960s into the 70s, and then I'll cover it probably how it was sort of used after that kind of thing in more of the and I'll try and touch on how it was used in Northern Ireland, which is very easy. It's a belt, an ammunition pouch, and a water bottle. Done. Good.
Yeah, the way it should be.
Three items. So
Put everything else in your pockets. Yeah.
So
I didn't know they stole that from Canada. Put everything else in your pockets.
And then because I can also cover like the sort of NBC equipment with it as well, because
Nobody cares about that. There hasn't been any chemical attacks.
But in the way of like, because obviously you have the 58 pattern respirator haversack that was introduced, and then which was like the canvas one, and then you have the nylon one, which was introduced, which was basically the only thing we kept from the 70s trial nylon equipment. That was the only thing we kept from it, was the respirator haversack, which was fairly good actually. So that was what we kept for that. And then obviously by sort of the 70s going into the 80s, most obviously guys in Germany, you see them carrying a lot of guys carrying two poncho rolls basically. One will have their poncho in or whatever they want, their basher or whatever, and the other will be their NBC kit.
Nobody needs an NBC kit. Get rid of that garbage.
Get
the shit out of here.
It's fucking weird to wear because it's all like this like charcoal fucking lined. Yeah, it's weird. It's really, really weird.
That's how US and Canadian equipment was up until the fucking 90s. It all had charcoal in it. You put that crap on, you'd be doing blackface by the end of exercise. You'd have so much fucking charcoal all over you.
Was it like mainly like nylon base, like the main, like the actual
it was nylon, and then they would rubberize it with polyurethane rubber.
This stuff is like the British stuff was weird up until the sort of 90s. It's almost like it's like a dense cotton with charcoal lining.
There was a lot of countries that did that, and then you rubberized it on the inside.
Yeah.
Because it didn't matter what the fucking outside layer was. It was the rubberized layer that protected you, and all the activated charcoal to break down whatever, was.
No, it's weird. Like trying to get that shit on in a hurry is a nightmare. Like it's because the material it's made of, like you can easily tear it. it's really fucking shit. Like I mean, because if you're trying to get on, obviously you got your boots and that on, and if it's slightly too small of a size, you got to be careful. That's the thing. That's why when most of the exercises happen within Germany and that. Like they're doing the entire exercise already wearing it. Like,
but half the battle is putting it on fast enough.
Exactly. So that's why like they will already be in it to the exercise. Like if tensions start to rise, they'll already be wearing their NBC kit.
Yeah, you have 19 seconds to get all that shit on, or you're dead.
Yeah, and I've tried to do it quickly. You can't. You cannot put that shit on quickly. The only thing you can put on quickly is the respirator. That's the only thing. So if there's an attack of tear gas,
well, it looks like I'm surviving a chemical attack.
Yeah, I've got one of them over
here. Oh, there you go.
So that's the smock itself because it comes into so you got the smock and then you got the trousers which come in the
19 seconds to get that out of the bag and put it on.
It's so
19 seconds.
Obviously this is how it would be issued, but generally you would be out of the bag, you would roll it up tight, and then it would go in your equipment. It would go in one of the poncho rolls, so you could easily pull it out quickly. And then you could don it on. But as I said, like, as a general rule, if you look at like exercises like Lionheart in 1984, you've got British troops wearing their NBC kit 24/7, all the time. The only things they haven't got on are the inner and outer gloves and the boots, and obviously their respirators, depending on what they were doing.
You know where all my chemical equipment is going after I get issued it? Fuck that shit. I'll eat gas. If it's coming, I'm fucking checking out. We're taking 2 goddamn deep breaths and we're fucking checking out.
Yeah, they're interesting actually. I think I've got myself a picture actually of me fucking wearing that shit, and it's a bit grim.
It's hot.
Oh yeah. That's
the best part too. You get to stand in the sun with it. Boy, is it hot. It's hotter than 2 rats fucking in a wool sock.
Because I was wearing it at an event, Military Odyssey back in August when it was like one of the hottest weekends of the year, and fuck me.
Yeah, it's hot. That was terribly hot.
There we go. Try and.
There you go. Look at that.
And then my mate was wearing full with the resi.
Oh god,
with the boots and everything. And I said to him he was mad. The funny thing is he was trying to don his respirator and the fucking elastic broke on his respirator. He was like, for fuck's sake. So he ended up wearing mine. Because he wanted to wear the full thing. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I'm gonna wear what we could have got away with wearing. Yeah. I'm gonna have fucking shorts on and a wife beater, and I'm still gonna be hot.
Yeah. So, I before I put on like the smock itself, I was like, okay, this jacket's coming off, this shirt's coming off. I'm just wearing like a fucking string vest underneath this thing because it was so fucking hot.
Yeah. If you have time to put chemical equipment on, you're butt ass naked in that shit.
Yeah.
That's the only way to make it sort of tolerable.
It's crazy, like, and that was just walking around whilst it was hot at an event. Like, God forbid, like you're actually like. If it was a bit colder, like in Germany at the time, whatever, that's might help a bit. But then again, it's still obviously doesn't allow really anything to breathe because it can't.
Well, yeah, it's rubberized.
Yeah, it's weird. It's. I'm trying to think what it's all right. It's almost like, so like the plastic floor, and you're getting like tents.
Yeah.
Almost like that sort of like large carrier bag sort of style of plastic. It feels like that, but it's basically compressed charcoal in the lining. So it's not even like rubber. It's just like it's weird, like plastic bag feeling fucking material.
Nylon.
It's almost like nylon, but it's more coarse, I would say.
Well, you can get pretty coarse nylon. Like a lot of that chemical gear is like 2000 denier nylon.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
and that's like shit that they use on like boots sometimes and stuff. But like you probably, because like the Canadian and the American ones, you feel the rubber on the inside.
Yeah.
But yours is probably reversed because the rubber is usually bonded to nylon, and then the camouflage stuff is on the outside of that.
Yeah.
So your rubber layer is probably just in the middle.
Probably so.
sandwiched between the two layers.
Yeah. I'll have to have a look at it again because I've got a couple of them. I'll have to have a look at it. But yeah, it's weird. And then you got like Velcro closed at the wrists and obviously the ankles and everything like that, which again, like they tend to narrow quite a lot. And when you're trying to put it on whilst you're wearing fucking DMS, it's like, yeah, something's gonna fucking rip in a minute. That's like, there's a reason when you put the overboots on, it ties up where you basically torn the fucking like your clothing.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't have like press studs or something at the bottom that you can undo.
Oh no. They're fucking Velcro little tabs. Yeah, little Velcro tabs to tighten it up because
Velcro's fucked. Velcro's stupid.
Because basically the way they're thinking, because we say with the cuffs it's Velcro, which isn't too much of an issue on the cuffs, but you have your inner gloves on, so they're like basically almost like you're fucking refereeing a snooker match, like these little like white like cotton gloves that go on. Then you tuck those into underneath the cuffs. Then you have the outer rubber gloves which go on, which then they go over the cuff. The over boots, they're basically being tied up. I think they're over here. There we go. Yeah, so the over boot, which all the things, and then you're putting it on, and then you're wrapping it up around and tying it at the top to basically secure it.
Nope, those are going in the trash.
There's a great bit in the footage from Lionheart because they did like a whole little like mini coverage series of like the whole of the operation, the whole of the exercise, because it was a huge fucking exercise because they transported like over 150,000 reservists and regulars from the UK who were in the UK at the time to then go support the British Army of the Rhine in the whole of this exercise. It was a huge fucking thing.
And everyone hated it.
And the theme tune was Camera Eye by Rush for the whole of the series, which was quite cool actually. So there's a great bit. I think they're like one of the armored regiments or whatever. I think it was it was 21st Lancers or whatever it was, and they didn't get issued most of their NBC equipment. Like some of the newer stuff, they were just like, so they got issued one thing of this. So they're walking around with these things on their fucking heads, dancing in the middle of some woods because they thought, fuck it, the equipment we've got is not going to help us. So why don't we just fucking have fun?
That's right. I was gonna say, how big a shit do you think that boot can hold? Because that's about all it was probably good for.
Oh, it's like where it's been sealed, they folded it up.
Yeah.
For the actual seal on the inside.
Yeah.
So it's really fucking weird.
It's so you can't rub it on shit. It's so it can't catch and come apart.
This one's dated 1974. So it's like they're fucking weird. But
not even bothering.
Like, yeah.
I don't want to carry any more shit than I have to.
There's reasons why it was like NBC No Bloody Chance kit. Like there's a reason.
Well, everything's fucking nerve agent now. Like here's the thing. Like I told you, you have 19 seconds to get all that shit up. Okay. Yeah. Nobody in their right mind in a panic is doing that. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
If it takes you longer than 8 seconds to get all that stuff on, lifelong damage.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like,
and your chances of survival are already like 50%.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like, because I've spoken to guys who obviously do like East German and that, and other things, and all they collect the kit, and most of that is, or even like the Russian stuff, it's all just one rubberized like jumpsuit. But even then, it's like you're not gonna fucking last long because it's. Like the kind of nerve agent that's being used or whatever generally eats through material as well.
You'd have to be changing it out every like 2 hours. You'd have to go into a decontamination tent, take that off, put a new one on, and you could go back out for 2 hours.
Yeah.
There's no point anymore. Like chemical agent and shit has gone so far. Fucking goddamn it, Germany and your fucking science and medical technology. The people I don't want doing science and medical shit, they keep letting them do science and medical shit.
Well, we've all seen it for ourselves. They made Nova 6. We've all seen we've all seen Black Ops 1.
Yeah, they also made fucking VX. The deadliest fucking nerve agent we have nowadays. Thanks, Bayer, you shit. So the two countries I'm afraid of in this world, it's not the Chinese. They're fine. They could take over whatever. I like Chinese food. But Germany, I don't want them doing any doctor or science shit. And I don't want the French to ever do a revolution because they have nukes and they will set the air on fire. Their revolution just has to be bad enough that somebody gets those fucking keys in that code and they're like, fuck the world, and sets the air on fire. If I can't have fucking $2 baguettes, nobody can. Yeah,
Oh fuck! But no, like, yeah, the only okay part about the whole of the NBC kit is the SX respirator. That's the only okay part, because at least it actually works. Like, it will make you sick a bit because of the way the eyepieces are. They sort of, obviously they go move around to the side. They almost like fisheye your vision. They do make you feel a bit like nauseous or whatever. But apart from that, it's actually not a bad mask. There was a reason it was in use for so long.
Any mask is a terrible mask. No chemical agent.
But
garbage. Get out of here.
Yeah, I think for any sort of like just general like, I think for like CS gas and all that sort of stuff, it's absolutely fine for. But what was it?
The funny thing CS gas, you know what else is fine for that? Your lungs. Fuck it.
Yeah, true.
You stand in that shit for like 20 minutes, and then eventually you're like, it's not so bad.
Yeah, I think there's great, because I found some footage of basically a training film for what to do in case of nuclear blasts. This was like the very early 60s, late 50s. And it's the most useless piece of fucking information in the world. Like, in case of a blast, lay down and pull your battle dress collar over your neck and make sure you've worn your woolen gloves. I'm just like, fuck off.
Well, you got to pull your collar up so that way, you just get down and cover your fucking head. This
man didn't get his slit trench and pull his collar up, so he's got bad burns and he might die. They don't cover the effect of radiation until later on in the film. I'm thinking that's the main thing. Like, they've got no protective equipment. You just get in your dugout and make sure you close the door. Like, what?
Pretty much.
It's hilarious, and bear in mind, like, it's meant to be like these troops are they were within different distances of the blast going off. Like, guys within less than a mile of the blast going off. Like, you'll be fine as long as you get in your tank. Like, okay.
It's all about like whatever makes you sleep better at night. It's one of those things.
It's great because it's all in color, and they show little diagrams and all that sort of stuff, and that they have like actual guys doing stuff. It's really, really interesting, but at the same time, I'm just thinking all these guys are fucking dead.
Yeah,
like, all of them are dead within like
the fucking rule of thumb. You fucking hold your arm out, and if your thumb covers the mushroom cloud, you're not fucked immediately. That's like, about it. You're fucked very soon after immediately, but
all of the guys shown in the film, I'll say within about 3 miles, all within about 3 to 4 miles of the blast area. Like, if the blast doesn't kill them, the radiation will kill them within a few days.
Probably, yeah.
Probably even less than that, depending on how much dosage.
That's where it came from, by the way, people. That's the rule of thumb.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. Like, if you've ever played Fallout, have you ever noticed the logo? He's got his eye closed because he's doing the rule of thumb. He's not just winking and having a happy time at the end of the world.
I always wondered.
That's the rule of thumb. If you could cover it, but this is like with like hydrogen bombs, like small ones.
Yeah.
You know, this is like a thing from like the early 50s when that was like peak technology. You know, was the hydrogen bomb.
Like the Tsar bomb.
Modern day nukes. That doesn't matter at all.
So, there's a shadow on the wall of him doing that.
Yeah, pretty much. Modern day nukes are like 1,000 times the size the hydrogen bomb ever was.
Yeah,
you know, the biggest hydrogen bomb ever was. So they But like, yeah, the earliest bombs, that was the thing. It was the rule of thumb. That's where it came from, was toward your eye and you put your thumb up. And if you could cover the whole mushroom cloud, you were probably going to be okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you didn't know that, that was it. And that's where the Fallout Boy logo comes from. He's not just winking and holding his thumb up. He's using the rule of thumb.
Because that's what I thought it was. I thought it was like, oh, everything's going to be okay.
No, it's not going to be okay. It's very far from okay. So, well, there, we all learned something new. So if you're ever a time traveler back to Japan in the 40s.
I hope to do a bit on the NBC kit as well. So I'll get Ken dressed up because he's currently living life out in the town at the moment.
There you go.
Honestly, I thought I lost that fucking cap. I then found because it went missing. Well, to me anyway. After I did an event back in very early June, and I haven't been able to find it until literally last weekend. And yeah, literally was clearing downstairs, like underneath the fucking dinner table. There was a bunch of stuff. We were clearing stuff out, and then when we found it, I was like, "Fuck!" Because I thought someone stole it after the show. I was really pissed off. But yeah, that was a nice look. That was a lucky find. He's looking all right. He's looking all right.
Yeah, Kevin Baker, he's doing all right too. He's got his pattern 37 shit on. He's fucking ready to go. He's got his number 4 and his early Mark 1.5 Canadian Brody.
I like that.
It's not quite a Mark II because it's still got the large nut made out of the brass.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the smooth texture, shiny paint.
Yeah.
And it's magnetic. The rim's magnetic steel on it still, so. Which I did a video on that, and people are like, it wouldn't fuck it up that bad. And I literally was like, here's one that's not magnetic. And then I put one that was magnetic, and that fucking needle was. So, and I'm like, there's a reason why they said, no, you fucking walk away from everything and then use your compass and take your fucking helmet off. Because for the longest time, like if you set it on like the hood of a fucking Land Rover or a Jeep or something, it would fuck up your compass. So, because these things aren't that fucking great.
Yeah.
So,
oh dear, like, well, we're lost in Norway. What can we do? Well,
pick a direction. All right,
Yeah.
Norway's kind of narrow. You'll get there eventually. You'll either hit ocean or the Swedes will shoot you.
Sort of turns into, with the helmet on, it sort of turns into fucking Jack Sparrow's compass. It just go all over the place.
It was weird. I didn't think it was going to be that much in the video either because I heard all the rumors about it. I'm like, well, fucking let's do it. And I literally set this fucking thing down on the ground away from everything and put a fucking magnetic helmet rim up to it. And it was like, a couple inches away. Like, so if you're wearing it and you're looking through it like this, that's where your helmet rim could be potentially. And it was fucking throwing the needle off a lot. So
that's weird. Oh, that's cool though.
Yeah, this is my 1950s one. This one was made by made in 1951 by Stanley in London.
Oh, that's all right.
It's a Korean War era one, yeah.
I've got the same one. Let me just try and think where I put it actually. Because my one is it's a 41 dated one. Annoyingly, I got really pissed off about this. Like about 2-3 years ago, someone was having a look at some of the stuff, and then they picked up one of my. They were moving some stuff for me. They picked up one of the bags, and they fucking dropped it, and it fell down one of the stairs within the bag, and the fucking compass was in there, so it completely shattered the glass.
Ooh,
that's fun. So actually, let me see if I can quickly go get it. I think it's in here.
See if you could find it here.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. There we go.
Oh yeah, so you got just the earlier one.
Yeah.
Yours is the brass, mine's the...
Yeah. So, TG Co. Limited, London, Mark III, 1941. But in the way of like... Oh, yeah, that's even coming off now as well. Like the fucking... all coming off and etc. So now the glass is like broken there.
Well, you could just go get a new piece of glass paint.
Yeah, but like the actual main part of the compass itself is fine.
There you go. Does it work good still?
I think so. Actually, I think so.
Because mine works very well actually for being as old as it is. So
yeah, no, it doesn't work.
oh no, that's the thing that I really like about mine. Mine works very good. Yeah, it points north and everything. Except the only problem is it's so old that all the radium that used to be on all the things does not work anymore. So
yeah. No, mine points north when I make it point north.
no, mine actually fucking works, and I've actually used it before. That actual compass, like, so.
That's good at least. Oh god, there we go. Yeah.
Well,
no,
it's probably also got fucked when you dropped it.
Yeah, I got so pissed off when that happened because it dropped, and I sort of turned to him and went, "What the fuck did you just do?" And he went, "Oh, sorry, I dropped it." I was like, "Oh, great."
Hey, it's okay. Those compasses are easy to replace. They're not expensive.
Be careful because this was in it as well as some other stuff as well. Thankfully, the other stuff was okay, but be careful. Yeah, great. You know,
at least those things are cheap to replace, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
They're only over here. They're only a couple £100.
Yeah. A quid a dozen. Yeah. I don't know, but no, that did piss me off. But yeah, no. So hopefully you got some stuff lined up for the next few weeks or so, video wise. What about yourself?
I'm gonna work. I got a lot of work to do. So, and I'm still trying to find a better, faster software to upload to the cloud because my files are getting so big that I can't.
Yeah.
Use the cord to transfer them anymore.
Yeah.
And because everything just takes so fucking slow, because now I'm shooting in like 4K, 60 frames per second. So a 5-minute video is like 2-3 gigs.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it takes forever to upload, and that's the problem I'm having with. So that's the main reason, because I got tons of shit to fucking do videos on. God, do I have so much shit to do videos on. But I'm trying to find something that's a little faster because I don't want making a video between, filming it, uploading it, editing it, putting all the nuances and everything on to take a fucking week.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because it's taken 3 days to fucking upload. So I can edit it, and then I have to transform it from the file it gets saved as in the cloud because it gets compressed.
Yeah.
So then I have to re-blow it back up, which takes a shit ton of time. After it takes days to download. And then I have to edit it and then upload it. So it's just too much of a process. I'm trying to find something to where I could streamline that down to where I could do it in an afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it taking a few hours, but the fact that it's taking days to upload, is getting kind of rough. So it's kind of hurting the algorithm a little bit. But I just got to find a way to be able to transfer shit faster.
Yeah. Is that sort of reason why you've been doing like a lot of streams? Because it's actually quite simple in that sort of sense of like
all I have to do is click one button.
Yeah, and because it immediately uploads as well, which is which I think that's why I quite like streams as well. Lately,
but I could get one of those cards and just do that, hopefully, and that might be my next thing. I might have to go fucking buy a card to put in my phone and start saving all my videos to this fucking card to do. But like eventually I'd like to not be using my phone, even though my phone's really, really good for taking video. I would like to get like an actual camera, but they're like $1,000.
Yeah, and honestly, like most phone cameras now are probably
they're just as good for what I need them to do,
Exactly, and you can film it, and then I can do all the editing on my phone. That's like because I prefer that. Like I've tried using editing software on my laptop and everything. I find it a bit too clunky for some reason.
Yeah,
my personal taste anyway. I find I can easily enough edit a video on my phone, and I can do it wherever I am. I don't need to sit down, set up. I can literally do it whilst on the bus. I can do it whilst I'm having a shit. Like I can. So which is fine. But then again, even then, I'm still very lax of just getting round to doing shit. I really need to. It's been a constant problem, and anyone who sort of watched my channel knows that. Yeah, I think it's like I'll do a spurt of like 3 or 4 videos, and then there'll be like a massive gap of like 2, 3, 4 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
And I come back after that gap, and I'm like, "Yep, sorry," and then it happens again after. Yeah, so it's
all about like people got to realize this isn't my life. I don't get paid enough. I don't make any money doing YouTube.
Yeah, like you get a little bit of Patreon, but then again,
it's still nothing compared to like what I've had to do to keep the channel running. What I've had to put into the channel just to get, and it's always been more about. My videos aren't great. I don't have fucking openers. I don't have end scenes and stuff. I don't care because I'm not doing it as a job. I'm there to put the fucking information up.
Like my openers and closures to my videos, like it's a weird hit and miss sometimes. If like I might get copyright claims on in one video and then not on the next, I'm like, well, make up your fucking minds.
Yeah.
And that was literally took me 5 minutes to make out of just some random fucking video editor thing. I just I want to eventually have a proper nice intro. So I was hoping it's gonna take fucking ages to shoot, but it'd probably be fun. So I wanted to do a thing where like, and what I'm from like about 100 yards where I'm walking towards the camera, and each few seconds or whatever, my kit changes as I get closer to the camera.
Yeah.
That's what I hope to do, but again, it's going to take fucking forever. And I wanted to do it to the a theme tune from Get Carter. Like to that, because it'd just be interesting. Like as I'm getting closer, like my kit's getting more and more modern as I come closer.
Yeah,
that's what I hope to do. But again, that's going to take a long time. I need to find somewhere to shoot it, and I need to bring a fuck ton of kit, like everything basically.
That's gonna be like a whole fucking day just to do that, to make a couple-second video.
And and getting someone willing to help me with that, or
and that's the other thing. Finding time to do all this shit. People don't realize how much fucking time it takes to fucking make a video and do all the shit. Yeah,
like the first 37 pattern video I had to do with the series. I sort of had to postpone it about 3 times, me filming, just because I didn't have the correct fucking respirator and everything to arrive, and I kept having to things and had to keep delaying because of that.
Yep. I get it. And you know, if something's not perfect, you know, all people are gonna do is bitch about it.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever fucking happy. Yeah. I tell people all the time, like, oh, well, if you could make a better video, do it yourself.
Yeah. And like the video I was filming, etc., with the help of a friend who lent me the kit. You know, I had the French kit for a while.
Yeah.
Like I've done video. I still haven't got around to actually editing it yet because there's so much content. And there's so much stuff I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, every time I go to start doing it, I'm just like, I can't be fucking bothered. I really can't be bothered.
Too much. It's a mountain of shit to look at. It really is.
Oh, with this specifically, there's a lot of editing I have to do in regards to, because I've got to go back through it and then find the bits where I'm mentioning about a photo and everything, and so I need to add that in. Again, I need to find that as well, and then I need to put in footage here, and here. And it's a hell of a task. Yeah, and even then, it's sort of trying to make sure I've edited it correctly and made sure I've taken out the little gaps where stuff cocked up, and there's about 10 hours or more of editing in there that needs to go into that, and at the current moment, I do not have the patience for that. So
I don't blame you. It's a long time, and then here's the best part: when it all gets said and done, you're gonna make like 20 cents.
Yeah. And it's frustrating because I really want to have that video up and going, because it's a great comparison video between the French F1 kit and the current kit of British kit of the 80s. And it's a really, really interesting video. And the kit itself,
French kit, they're onto the F4 equipment.
Yeah. It was the F1 kit. It's kind of cool. And then like the fucking like lily pad fucking helmet like netting and all that. That was on that helmet I had with it as well. As I will say again, the French F1 helmet, fuck me, is that comfortable?
It's a great fucking steel helmet. It's probably the best steel helmet ever made.
Yeah, it's so comfortable, like because it's almost like it's like a foam with like brown leather like padding. Oh, it's so comfortable,
And it was so good, they literally just took that liner and put it into the Pazkit and made the F2.
Yeah.
It's like it's literally
it's fucking great. I love it. So yeah, so
well, it better be good. The thing fucking came out in fucking 78. Kevlar came out 5 years later, so like it was so fucking late. It better be fucking good.
Yeah, that's true. But so I hope to have that eventually when I get around to editing, probably in the new year. And I shot that months ago now.
True. Sometimes you just got to sit down and do it. And I mean, the holidays are coming up now, so stuff's going to be few and far between just with work and the fucking holidays.
Yeah, exactly.
Because next week is fucking American Thanksgiving, and all you fuckers do it wrong. You do it all in the winter, not when it actually happened. You dumb shits. Do it in fucking fall, like Canada and Mexico do.
Yeah. Because I hope to. Because I was meant to do a video last weekend for the Armistice weekend, but again, never got around to doing that. I was just too busy with stuff. So that was fun. I was trying to think what else I've got up in the pipes works. I've got to help with editing for
Christmas. Christmas is coming up.
Yeah, I've got to help with editing for the Vickers Machine Gun channel as well. So I've got a video to help.
And you got to get a gun license. So you can get a real smelly.
True. But helping with the Vickers collection and getting to play with those is good enough for now.
But it's not your smelly.
I know.
You could be like, this is Jake Brown smelly.
I know, I do hope to. My mate though, James, he was sending me videos of him when he was at because he does like 50 cal shooting.
Yeah.
And he's got a boys.
Right. 50 calibers aren't that cool.
But like he's got. But in the UK, they're interesting. But
they're not that cool. It's like everyone's like, I got to shoot a full auto. I'm like, it's not that cool.
Yeah. But like he's got a boys anti-tank rifle in the original
the 55.
Yeah, in its original caliber, he's got that, which he sent me a video the other day, and I was like, you bastard, because it is nice. It is nice. Yeah. So he's got that. So that's cool. That was interesting to watch. But yeah, so I've got help with it. Was for the Vickers channel. It's basically in regards to the Bren. So we're doing sort of like covering the Bren and the sort of introduction to the British Army and a lot of the.
Have fun with that. There's like 80 kinds of Bren.
Yeah, because we had guys with us who were in like kit and that, but like in service dress. So 1938, 37, 38 kind of thing.
They did trial the ZB-24 for like 8 years before they adopted the Bren. So
yeah, no, it was good. It was good shooting actually because we had a nice Mark 1 Bren with the dial sight and everything. It's like it was really nice.
The two-tone fucking flash hider on it.
Yeah. Which is cool. So that was a really good day shooting actually. And we got some good footage and good sort of shots.
At least you guys have 303s. I don't have any 303s still.
Yeah, no, you still got like a good couple thousand rounds with 303.
I have money set aside for when it comes back, so I can buy a bunch of it because there's like 4 companies now that are tooling up for it because now it's been 2 years and people are bitching. Now they're like, now that there's been 2 hunting seasons where people can't get 303, and it's actually a very popular hunting color here in North America. 303 British is. And it's probably one of the more popular surplus hunting rounds. Yeah. And nobody's made it for 2 years. So now there's like 4 companies that are tooling up to start making it.
Yeah.
And I want it. I need some. I got one sad little round sitting by itself. And it's like, come on.
Oh, fuck. Look, because I'm trying to remember the name of the... Because I know the main... I think it's based at the Czech Republic. I'm trying to remember the name of the company
S&B.
now. Was it S&B?
Yeah. S&B is made in the Czech Republic. And the other big company that was importing them was PPU. Pretty partisan.
Yeah, PPU.
And they're out of Serbia.
Serbia,
they're not exporting right now. They're sending all their fucking ammo to Ukraine.
Yeah. So they were the supplier we got the 303 from for the 50 shoot. And all 16,000 rounds of it.
Yeah.
And even then, we're like when they were contacted, they were like, "How much and where do you want to be sent?"
Yeah, because it's a lot of money, but yeah.
But like, yeah, it was just under 12 grand's worth of 303 was being bought. But the thing is, well, because of the way British law is, they had to divvy up about 7,000 rounds each or whatever to different locations because of the way the law works.
What?
So you can't.
You know what I love about America is drop that fucking pallet off of my driveway.
Yeah, because like I think it's without an explosives license, you can't carry more than however many rounds it is. And the thing is, like, after it all arrived and they all did the divvying up between the different locations, the explosive license came through. It was like, oh, well, that was a fucking waste of time.
Yep. Could have just waited a couple more days before you ordered it. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, do we have someone in the chat? Hello, whoever it is. Welcome.
Welcome. It's early as fuck, I know. If you're in North America, I'm sorry. But
no, it's all right. It's fine.
But like, I get it because like now there's 3 U.S. companies because they're not importing it because a lot of those European companies are shipping so much stuff to Ukraine right now they can't. They're not going to send. And there was like emails put out to like big distributors by PPU and SMB and stuff saying we're not going to ship to the United States right now because we want to see how the war's going first. We want to play our part, And everyone was like, okay, cool. But then panic buying happened and everybody bought ammo and more shit than they could possibly ever shoot in their life. And people like me that are fucking hobbyists who use 4 or 5 rounds a year for hunting and then the rest of it's out target shooting didn't get any because I'm not a hoarder. I don't have, unless we're counting Mosin Nagant rounds, but that's only because you can't buy a small amount of Mosin Nagant rounds. Unfortunately, there's 20 round box, 500 round case. Like there's no in between. So, but it's, I have no 303 and most of my guns are 303. I have 11 fucking SMLEs. I have a Ross. I have a Pattern 14. I have like 4 guns that aren't 303 British. And one of them used to be 303 British. It's just now a 410 shotgun, But like, and then I got this fucker over here, the 8x6 M95, and then I got a Gewehr 88. That's pretty much it. So, and so I have no 303, so I can't use like half my guns, most of my guns, because
you got like more ammunition for one rifle than you have for.
I have 1 Mosin, and it outnumbers all of my other ammo like 10 to 1. So, but yeah. So I was like, well, I'll just have to fucking knuckle down and finally buy a Whitworth reproduction. So that way I could just cast my own fucking bullets and make my own powder and not have to worry about it. But
like you need to build like your own like knock volley gun. So you got like
yeah. Well, I was just gonna like 2020 came around and when ammo didn't come back after the 2019 panic buying. And I was like, I'm just gonna fucking buy a musket, like a muzzle loader, so I could still go out and shoot, And I was gonna buy a fucking Whitworth, and those Peter Soley Whitworths are like $1,500. It's a really, really nice gun, and I will do it eventually, but I can't justify that purchase right now because then it's also buying the powder, and then it's also buying the caps. And it's also buying the bullet mold or buying the bullets to do it, And at least that one, finding the octagonal shaped bullets, hard to do right now. Finding the molds for it's hard to do, but you could just use a 45 caliber round ball or a 45 caliber Minier ball. You could put any 45 caliber round in it, which is cool. It just works best with its fucking octagonal shaped bullets. So
the weird shit. Yeah.
But that was the one that the Confederates bought from the British with gold bars.
Yeah.
And used them to like shoot people from so far away that they're like, what's going on? Divine intervention, because it was shooting so far. And yeah, that's back when you had a fucking
percussion laser beam.
Yeah. A 4-foot brass tube on the top of your gun, and it still was only 2 times magnification, And
I can see just over there.
Pretty much, but like, the couple that the North picked up from the South after they would kill Confederate snipers
Yeah.
We're like, damn. Damn.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, as I said, like the percussion cap fucking laser beam of the Civil War.
dude, the thing had like, you didn't get better ballistics than that, and that is from like, that's like a 51 pattern, or 52 was when that gun was patented.
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't
amazing.
find better ballistics than that until into the smokeless powder. Not even when smokeless powder came out, until into the smokeless powder era.
Mm. And like the
goddamn British fucking Whitworth, that fucker, that smart fucker.
And with like the introduction of like Spitzer rounds and that as well, like
pretty much.
Like, Jesus Christ, I do like that though. I don't know. Right, I think we've gone on long enough.
I gotta go put actual pants on, and
and I'm gonna try and have a nap for like half an hour to an hour. So
I'm gonna definitely make more coffee before I fucking start driving in the dark, because it's still like 4 hours before the sun comes up. So.
Yeah, true. What's it about? Like what, 3:30 where you are now?
It's about 4:45 a.m.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's 22.
I got like a 40-minute commute, and couple hours of work down there. This isn't my normal job. This is like a side job.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and it'll be like $300 I'll make today for like 4 hours of work.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'll put it towards a fucking Whitworth or potentially 303 ammo. So.
Oh dear. Thanks guys for watching. Anyone who is watching, there's one person now. Again, we got someone back.
You're a psychopath. Go to bed, whoever you are.
Yeah, go to bed. It's too early on a Sunday. Yes,
I know. He's gonna be like, but I'm from like I'm from like Australia. It's like 4 p.m. here. You know? So well, then get bent, Australian.
Yeah, it may be 20 to 11 here in the morning, but still.
I have so much time before it's fucking light out.
Yeah,
and it's been snowing like fucking mad here, so the roads are all terrible.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Oh dear.
Maybe I'll kill another deer on the way down to work.
Like it's been getting fucking cold here, but no snow or anything yet, thankfully.
So it's not cold, is what you're telling me?
Well, it's weird. In sort of, it gets to a point where it's too cold to snow. It's weird.
You know that snow's made at like -60 up in the.
I've
never bought people that said that. It's never too cold to snow.
The thing is, I think as well, it's like it's either too cold and too wet at the same time. So it's like it's more say ice rain than snow.
Yeah. The only reason people say it's too cold to snow is because they don't understand how barometric pressure works. And it's because everyone's like, I want to see the sunshine. Yeah, people are like, I want to see the sunshine in winter. And I go, you're fucking retarded. Because you bitch about the cold, and seeing the sun means it's high pressure, which is when it gets really cold.
Yeah, because there's no cloud cover to sort of like ease it a bit.
Yeah, because low pressure, which is obviously when it all snows too, is during low pressure, it's warmer.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that. So
yeah.
That's why people say it's too cold to snow, and it's because it gets really cold when high pressure happens.
Like it's clear fucking skies at the moment as well, so I'm gonna have a fun trip to work this morning.
Yeah, it'll be fun
this afternoon.
Me too. So, let's see here what the temperature is outside, because I haven't even looked yet. It's probably like 7 degrees.
Yeah,
Fahrenheit. So it's like -12.
Yeah,
Celsius.
Currently, at the moment.
Oh, it's 16. We're fine.
When actually, what's update? It is 8 degrees Celsius. Yeah.
Damn. It is -9 degrees Celsius right now.
Fun times.
That's hot. I'm gonna wear this to work. Like seriously, I'm gonna throw jeans on, and that's it. I'm gonna be like, let's go.
Like that's probably why more they're fucking afraid of you at the lockup, because you sort of arrive like it will be like Arctic blizzard outside. You sort of rock up in shorts and a t-shirt. You're like,
yeah,
morning.
Yeah. There's people that are like, and they always bitch at me too, because people pay like the expensive parking pass to park by the building. I park in the dirt lot that is like 2 blocks away over the railroad tracks. And so they don't like shovel it or anything. So I'll just be like shuffling through the snow in my jeans and my t-shirt, and people are like cigarette hanging out of my mouth and this with my backpack, you know?
You sort of rock up.
People are all bundled up outside, and I was like, morning.
You rock and you go, oh, it's a lot warmer today, isn't it?
Yeah. God, it's a scorcher out here. Fuck. Might be overdressed.
I almost got like a suntan off the reflection of the snow.
Yeah. Hey, that's a real thing. It happens.
I know.
But yeah, there's plenty of people that are like, are you ever cold? No. Do you ever like eat? No.
I
got my cigarettes and my energy drink. What more do I need?
I bunged it in the microwave to warm it up. So great.
The amount of times my boss has seen me come in with untied boots that are now full of snow, with a cigarette hanging out of my mouth, and I pull an energy drink out of my fucking pocket here, and I just go, it's time to grip it and rip it. You pound the fucking energy drink, and then you'll walk into work. So.
Oh, I fucking love that.
That's all I'll say to him, is that he's just like exhausted. I'm like, well, it's time to grip it and rip it, and you get in there. So,
oh jeez.
And I've got so good over the years of smoking and being able to just keep my cigarette in my mouth, so I can drink and eat and stuff and still smoke. So,
yeah, it's taken me a long time to sort of like be able to sort of keep a cigarette in my mouth for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But yeah, I've gotten better at it. I do find that's what I've seen people like they try to do something with their hands, like trying to, and then they can't. They've got to take a quick break to actually do that, like toke and everything, because they start to suffocate themselves with.
Yeah. Well, you just got to get used to it. That's the thing. Once you get used to it enough, you just leave it in there. I'll put it in. I don't even take it out till it's fucking like filtered. And then you just go and because keep going. I got shit to do. So
there's a thing Winston Churchill used to do. I can't remember if it's true or not, but as far as I'm aware, it's true. It used to sort of distract people in like meetings, because you put like a very thin, long needle down the end of his cigar. So when it would burn, the ash would be like that fucking long. And people were just staring at it like, what the fuck? When's it gonna fall? And they just like, because they're so focused on that, they would just sort of agree to whatever he's saying.
Yeah, he's like, and they're just like waiting for it to...
It's like what's going on? That should be falling by now. It's like there's not that much of cigar left and that much fucking ash. Have these like long fucking like Cuban cigars?
Yeah. Well, trust me, definitely, because I smoke out of my left side. I did that because I shoot right-handed.
Yeah.
So I don't smash my fucking cigarette into my rifle stock. But there's marks on my uniforms from where the ash just falls, because I don't ever like flick it off, you know. Sometimes if it's real aggressive, I can get it with my tongue if it's being difficult. But there's marks where the ash has like just been falling in the same spot because I don't take my cigarette out of my mouth. So,
oh dear. No, it's I appreciate you coming on, mate, and getting up this early. I appreciate it.
Well, I was gonna get up at 4 anyways, so an hour extra wasn't that bad. So, wasn't that bad.
I appreciate the tenacity of it. Yeah, no, it's great.
I don't need to sleep. Time to grip it and rip it. So,
I don't need to sleep, put on a jacket, or do anything.
That's right. Well, I do need to have a smoke, but can't do that in here, so I got to do that outside. So.
Yeah. No, the first cigarette I had for a long time was yesterday. Yeah, it was good. Don't smoke, kids, or whatever you want to do. I'm not your dad.
I always tell people don't smoke unless you want to be cool.
Yeah.
Then by all means, smoke.
You want to be with the cool kids, right? Oh fuck!
I know I do. I better have two.
Oh no! It's been good, dude. I appreciate you coming on.
I'm happy to be here. Glad to help. I look forward to all of the web equipment videos. They better come out very consistently and fast. Now that we talked about it, there's now a standard to hold you to.
Yeah. Do bears shit in the Vatican? No. So yeah.
I mean, Probably. The Pope
Oh,
was probably bored and had one of them Russian circus bears in there at one point. So by that logic, you better get out there and start fucking making goddamn videos consistently.
Yeah, like Black Bear at 4, Altar Boy at 3.
That's right.
Oh dear. Right.
Stuff to do when you're a priest. Come on. Priority.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Whoever is watching later on, if you want to. Hope you do, because it was a good talk.
It was a good talk.
Yeah, and it was good. Just obviously good to catch up, and then obviously a couple of people have dropped in and out, and we also one comment and actually will appreciate that. But yeah, watch this space or whatever the term is, and then hopefully, probably by Christmas, I would hope to have at least another couple of videos out, probably. In regards to as I point out in the
just like 20 or so.
So I'm just gonna start like downloading. Actually, well, I've got a lot of like as I spoke about like the training films and that. I think I could probably put a couple of those on and maybe do some
like filler, yeah.
Yeah, probably do some commentary over it or whatever, which would be interesting, or just do like some pointers. Or or as you said, they're just like filler because they're always interesting to put up, and they're available. They're available to anyone to see. So, but yeah, I'll just put the references where I got it. Most of it's from IWM archive. So, but yeah, no. Cheers anyway, guys, and we'll see you later.